I thought both teams played hard. I thought it's painful for us to go through these experiences, but we have to go through them in order to get our guys the growth and development. So it's pretty obvious we turned the ball over a lot, and but I thought we did some really good things given the shorthanded. We were really shorthanded. We were concerned coming into the game, as shorthanded as we were. We were going to have to play most of the game zone just to make sure we didn't finish this game with 4 people. I told my wife this morning, I said, I had this bad vision when I was working out. Mr. Van Gundy said Genesee Community College, and he finished a couple games with 4, 3, and one time he finished a game with 2 people. And we woke up this morning, we weren't sure about Xavier, we weren't sure about Cameron. Richie was hurt, Javon limped out of the last game, Tony was out, Stan is out. I said, we could end up having 7 people in uniform to start the game. So we were concerned. We had 5 guys play over 30 minutes, and we just turned it over too much. We shot the ball well, we rebounded it well, we just turned it over too much. And to give them credit, they got it out.
24 turnovers. How much of that was Canisius defense? How much of that was?
I always think it's a combination of that. The only time that it's not a combination is if you're in practice and it's 5-on-0 and you're throwing the ball out of bounds, then you got a problem. If it's not the defense, because there is no defense out there. So it's a combination. We got pretty good shots, so we just have to learn to be more patient.
Coach, you talked about the good play inside. Will had a career high effort, and Javon, even for as much as they clogged it up, it seems like when he got the touches inside, he got fouled, or he obviously made some good things happen when he got it.
Yeah. This is Will's career high in minutes played too. And again, we were really concerned about that with both of them, just having Cam and Andre hasn't seen a lot of minutes, and so it's good to see them. You got to go through these sometimes when you're playing and you're going through it and you're on the court to feel more comfortable the next time. Hopefully there's some development that took place.
John, how much of this is, obviously it's been a big transition from last year, which you lost to this year. How much of it is trying to still develop chemistry and guys just settling into new roles?
I think that comes along with games and practice, because we've been here 3 years. We're talking about like my class and the underclassmen. We've been here 3 years, so we know the reads and stuff like that. So I just think it's like getting yourself comfortable in games, and that'll limit some of the turnovers and get our chemistry better, because we know each other.
Jarod, going into the game, after what Coach said about knowing, hey, you're going to have to play a bulk of the load of the time and handling the ball a lot, with some of the guys out, is that something that you look forward to, or is that something that you have to say, I got to play smarter? Kind of how do you approach the game when you know you're in a little unique circumstance in terms of maybe having some guys out?
I really don't pay too much mind to the minutes being played, but like you said, I do go into the game knowing that we're going to have to be smarter and we're going to have to value possessions. I take that on myself, to get our team where we need to be, it had to start with me, so I have to get our guys in position to make good decisions.
What sports deal, Reggie?
He collided with Cameron yesterday, and he was woozy. Cam's a pretty good guy. They collided heads, and so I didn't. And Cam was bleeding. He had a little bit of blood. Cam had a lot of blood in the nose. So I really thought there was a chance that neither of them would be available. We had already talked about going the tempo down. This morning I said this thing might have to be in the 40s for us to have a chance. Then when I saw that he could play, I thought, well, if we can keep it in the 50s, and just stay in the zone and be effective in the zone, and then maybe the last 3 or 4 minutes dig in and pull it out. But you know, fortunately, he was able to play. Hopefully, Xavier is back quick.
Do you remember a time when you played 5 guys 30 minutes?
No. No, I absolutely don't. We were talking about that on the radio. No, I do not remember playing 5 guys 75% of the minutes at any level. I don't remember doing that. At any, I mean, not JV, high school basketball, not high school basketball, not junior college, not here, never. Do I remember? If it happened, you know, I don't remember it. You know, that's, and even today, I certainly didn't plan on it. I thought, you know, if we could control the tempo a little bit more, and even then, I think we were able to do it because there was a couple stoppages in play. They had to go to the monitor twice. Guys foul out, teams huddle up. I think because it's hard to, especially in a game like this, where every time there's a basket scored, the crowd's yelling, so the temptation is to just go up and down, back and forth, crazy, and then you run out of air, and uh-oh. You know, so I didn't want to do that. But and the other side of that is we have some good young players, but they haven't been in a situation, you hate to expose them to situations where one turnover could just swing the momentum clearly in the other direction. You hate to, and a couple of times we had, you know, Jarod, Javon out of the game at the same time, and it was a little bit, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah, so it was, you know, we come out of that, and I looked down, and I didn't, I mean, I knew we were turning the ball over a lot, but I didn't realize that we shot over 52% and out rebounded by 14 rebounds. I didn't realize that. I just knew we wanted to keep the tempo down if we could.
When is Ford going to be okay for, I mean, how soon, and Tony?
You know, we're just hoping on Tony every day. He's not on crutches anymore. He's walking, but that's a little different than cutting and moving and all of that. So, you know, hopefully he gets back soon. Xavier, I guess they'll reevaluate him. You know, I forgot what the name of the thing is that they diagnosed him with, but they'll probably, you know, reevaluate him tomorrow and see what happens. But he's day to day. Hopefully we get him Saturday.
What's the game plan for Canisius this year compared to last year? Is there such a different team?
They have more guys that can score, and it's bared itself out with their balance, 5 guys in double figures, and guys coming off the bench that can score, and they have obviously more length around the basket. That we did a good job scoring on the basket, but they're longer. And obviously they're more experienced. So their purpose that they played with, that I noticed in the first 2 games and as well as tonight, they played with a great purpose and a feel for where each other were. And they didn't beat themselves. You know, we were in the zone, yes, but they didn't force a lot of bad decisions. They had 7 turnovers the whole game. So
I don't have any factual evidence, but just looking through other teams' records and stuff, you guys have played just as much, if not more, than almost a lot of teams in the country. Good, bad at this point? I mean, playing 6 games this early, is what's positive, negative out of that?
the positive is that we're getting guys on the floor and getting guys minutes. I mean, most of these guys, you know, you take out Jarod and Javon, most of these guys are hitting career highs for minutes. They never played as many minutes. The negative, obviously, you don't want to do this shorthanded. You know, I thought the last, you know, we really missed Tony's, you know, the senior who's had some experience, who was in the game at the end of games for us last year. So you're hoping, you don't mind playing these games if everybody's healthy, and especially, you know, him. But I think the positive is that these guys are getting on the court, and it's a different game when you remove the parts around somebody like Jarod. It's different. And so he knows his teammates, but they don't know each other in these game situations, as he was saying. So there were spots in the game last year that when it got to a certain spot, down 6 with 3.5 minutes to go in the game, we pretty much could tell, okay, this is what we're gonna do in these times. And it was pretty well, like, this guy is gonna get this shot. We pretty well knew last year, from the start of the year to the end of the year, if we're down 2 with the ball, Dave Barnett's gonna get his shot on the right wing, period. And he knew that, and so he got really good at that. But the better he gets at it, the more we're dependent on him. But now he's a 5th-year senior last year. And he wasn't the only guy to hit some shots. Tony and Zach had a big one against Western. But the fact is, the guys around them knew, okay, I got to set a screen for Dave to come off this way, and this is what we're looking at. And so now it's a different thing. You gotta kind of build up to that. You got to get guys in situations where they know it's coming. And we ran some of the same stuff, in the last couple of games. And the shot was there, but are you familiar enough? Are you comfortable enough? Is that rhythm? Is that time in your clock? Did you visualize it enough to know and sense it before it happened? So you anticipate it and boom. It just takes some time. And, now, having said that, we don't always want to be in that situation. If we could get our turnovers down, then maybe it isn't a situation where you're down 2 with the ball at the end, So a lot of this is just decision making.